I'm panicked at least, and remember, I got the Rams going to the Super Bowl. I still do. However, I am panicked. The Rams want to play pretty while everybody else trying to play gritty.
Yes.
And that's the problem. There's no more helpless feeling in life than when somebody telegraphs a punch and they still hit you with it.
Yeah.
And the 49ers were telegraphing their punches. Everybody and their mama knew they were going to run the football. 16 consecutive times on first down did the 49ers run the football. And the Rams still couldn't stop it. When everybody in the stands, everybody on television, everybody at home, and everybody, if mama knows y'all gonna run the ball and you still can't stop the run, that's an issue. Now it is time to panic, because now that's helpless. There's truly no more helpless feeling ever in the game of football than when somebody is telling you they're gonna do something and they still do it and you still cannot stop it.
Preach.
I've been in that position before, not so much the NFL, but I've told you this. College, national championship. We're going up against the University of Alabama. They had a young Trent Richardson.
What you mean young? He in college. I hope he young.
A young
What
Trent
you
Richardson,
mean?
but they had a grown Mark Ingram.
Oh.
We knew they was going to run.
Bowling ball.
They knew they was going to run.
Ham.
Y'all knew they was going to run.
Burger.
Everybody knew they was going to run. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. They still ran right down our throat.
Acho right there. They were calling it. That was the name of the play.
18. Check. 18. Still ran it right down our throat. Couldn't stop nothing. Not a nosebleed. We tried. Couldn't do it. That's what happened with the Rams yesterday, Sel. It was like they tried, but they couldn't do it. The problem with the Rams is what they do best has been proven irrelevant at times. They rush the passer, led the league in sacks. However, it don't matter if you can rush the passer if you cannot stop the run. They got a lockdown corner, but it doesn't matter if you have a lockdown corner if the other team has a gadget receiver in Deebo Samuel who they can line up in the backfield, slot out wide. Jalen Ramsey can't travel everywhere Deebo goes because I put him in the backfield. Now he's hidden. I'm panicked because the Rams know their issues. They know their deficiencies, and they still cannot stop them.
Man, come on, bro. I'm with you, but I've already been there, and it's just like, oh, Acho just show up to the party like the party just started. Dog, we've been out here looking at this Rams team like, man, they look glossy, but a little suspect when you dive into the details. You're right. Let's talk about the physicality you talk about. Boy, they were out there hitting. I hated those games because I counted those games in like dog years. I was like, this counts for 7. When you know that they coming at you and they ain't gonna stop it till the whistle, echo of the whistle blows. Not just bleep, 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 and they still driving you. That's what happened last night, and the Rams knew it. And the Rams couldn't show up. Man, the physicality, I hate to say this, because I'm not calling anybody a punk, but they got punked. And sometimes you get punked. Like, yo, he gets what he wants done. He gets everything that he wants to happen on that football field, whoever you're facing. And it happened. They got punked yesterday. Took me back to my childhood, dude. I'm talking about, like, just watching all that red and that blue, just going at it. I was like, damn, there's some banging out here, some real gang banging out here. Now, this is not why I'm panicked right now. The physicality you can recover from. You know, it's a season long of ups and downs. Guys hit you, you hit them. Here's the problem, Acho, and I don't think you even talked about it. Matthew Stafford. Here's the problem. Let's talk about the doubt birds that are now circling around this team. Let's talk about this team looking at Matthew Stafford and saying 2 things to him this entire year, quietly, the unspoken language. 1, be better than Jared Goff. Now, people can say, of course he's better than Jared Goff. Don't forget, Jared Goff took them to the Super Bowl, okay? So be better than Jared Goff, which means an outcome. But more importantly, be better than Jared Goff. What does that mean? Matthew Stafford, you come in with a reputation that precedes you. We know that you're great, but also you ain't been great when you needed to be the greatest. Playoff record obviously comes into mind, right? You're like, damn, when it all counts, when it all matters most, where's Matthew Stafford? Don't act like Matthew Stafford didn't have weapons before. I mean, Calvin Johnson, anybody heard of him? Like, the point is, this team has always said, hey, we ain't gonna doubt you, Matthew, until you give us a reason to connect your past to this present. And now, the last 2 weeks, oh, he's giving them reason to connect their past to their present. Let's look at this full screen right here. Talk about L.A. You know how it is, L.A. in the 405. Traffic jams out here right now. Week 1 through week 8, Matthew Stafford, ain't nobody talking bad about you, bro. MVP candidate. Let's look at these last 2 weeks. 13 points a game, 28 on third down percentage. And y'all are getting this boy hit back there. 7 sacks, despite 8 weeks of only 8 sacks. So here's the problem. They got smacked in the mouth. Somebody said, come over here, I'm going to slap you. And they walked over to you ain't, and got, whoa, and didn't respond, didn't fight back. Worse than that, their leader, the guy that they brought in to be the savior, is now making them doubt him and doubt themselves.
So I'm with you there. I feel like the Rams are like fine china. Everybody had that fine china in that lower cupboard in the house somewhere.
Everybody had it?
Finer.
When'd you get it?
Finer.
Yeah, okay, I'm about to say.
Everybody had
you mean you had something from China? No
it
fine
wasn't
China.
really fine. But I look at the Rams like fine china.
Okay.
Pricey, look good. But I wouldn't necessarily want it on a daily basis.
Okay.
Because it's a little more fragile than others. Now, if I have one event, I'm bringing out the fine china. If I'm trusting it for one game and one game only, oh, no doubt I'm going to that lower cupboard. I'm bringing out the fine stuff. But that fine china, oh, it's a little too fine. It's a little too pristine. It's a little too fragile. That's what the Rams showed they were yesterday.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey, beast. Aaron Donald, beast. Von Miller, beast. OBJ, beast. All of them pricey to some extent. If not pricey by cost, pricey by exposure.
Yeah.
But when the Niners came out gritty, when the Niners came out a little dirty with it, the Rams weren't about that action on the interior, to your point. Jalen Ramsey held it down, did his part. Aaron Donald still made some plays, did his part to some degree. But the Rams just didn't have that same dog in them that the Niners had on the field. That's why I'm panicked. I'm panicked because when the Titans had that dog, Rams couldn't match it. I was at that game. When the Niners had that dog, Rams couldn't match it. We saw the Rams get beat by Arizona, and Arizona was a little still pretty-ish. But until the Rams can stop the bleeding, then they just gonna bleed to death.
Yeah.
And the bleeding in this instance is simple. You can't handle anybody physical at all.
Oh, you think?
And you talked about it, Sel, in the NFL. If you prove you can't stop something, teams will continually test you until you prove that you can stop it.
Man, talk about it, bro. Look, this is why I love football, man, because you don't judge a book by its cover, because it's a great game of skill, greater game of will. If I wanted more than you, you're in trouble. I don't give a damn how big, how fast, how strong you are. Cats coming off the bus saying, you see my muscles, you see my Letterman jacket, you see my All-Pros, you see my Pro Bowls. Cats say, you got to show me with your muscles on the field right now for 3 hours. That's it. And the Rams didn't show up to that moment. Here's the thing. You're going against a team that got a boy on their team named Debo. Guess what? He coming for chains. He coming for like that little gigantic little dude, that little thick little dude. He is a mentality running with the football. And you can run all different types of ways. Let's go back to our childhood. The little fast dude in the neighborhood, right? It's always an elbow runner. You got one of them. You're like, dog, if he clean that up, he going to be hella fast. But he faster than you still running like this. You got the dude that run with no shoes on. You look out for him. If he ain't got no shoes on, he about to tilt on your head. You got the dudes that's just, you look at him and he bow-legged. And you're like, oh, damn, you can't run against no bow-legged 8-year-olds. Bow-legged 8-year-olds are always fast. I looked at the Rams yesterday, and they saw all of those attributes in this team. This team said, yo, we bow-legged, ain't got no shoes on, and guess what? We coming at you. And still let them run them boys up and down the field. You're right. The Rams are a little too rodeo. In L.A., you got to be rodeo or Rosecrans. Like, you can't go out there in the NFL and be that damn pretty because somebody going to say, okay, the only way I can attack you is by getting ugly with you. And the Rams now have a blueprint that everyone is faxing around the league, my day, faxing around the league. Hey, get ugly with them pretty boys. See how they play.
A little too rodeo. That's only good if you're trying to shop, not if you're trying to stop anybody's rushing attack. So when I watched that game, I was thinking about this quote. That which I fear the most has befallen me. Because if you are the Rams, what you probably fear the most is, man, if we lose our defensive coordinator, are we still going to have a top-flight defense? That was probably one of your biggest fears.
Talk to us.
You lose your defensive coordinator. He goes on to become the head coach of the Chargers, but you still got Aaron Donald. You still got Jalen Ramsey. So in your mind, you'll probably still be top-flight. Well, you go from having the best defense in football last year to the 12th best defense in football this year. You think to yourself, that which I fear the most has befallen me, because you feared that you wouldn't be able to stop the run if your defensive coordinator left. You feared that strategically some things would start to decrease or diminish. And now all of those truths are becoming a reality. Now, I'm not full-fledged panic mode if I'm the Rams, because it takes certain teams to exploit the Rams.
Okay.
And not every team in the National Football League can exploit the Rams. I only think about 4 or 5 meaningful teams can exploit the Rams. So I'm not in a full-fledged, oh, my God, panic, because the Rams aren't going to have to see the Niners when it matters.
No.
More likely than not, because the Niners played with their food the majority of the season. But the code is out on these Rams, man.
Yeah.
Just hit them in the mouth, big dog. So, lastly, for me, it's like that bully. And that bully in high school, nobody wants to try. Bully looks the part, standing at 6'3", 6'4", got the muscles, blah, 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 talking all that talk. But then one day, the bully gets caught slipping.
Oh.
And now nobody fears the bully any longer, because you realize, oh, all I got to do to the bully is either physically hit him in the mouth or talk about the bully's X, Y, or Z. Because bully's insecure, too.
Ooh,
and now
gross.
everyone realizes in regards to the Rams, all we got to do is run directly at him. All we got to do is hit him in the mouth. All we got to do is be more physical, and they in for a long day.
Yeah, let's talk about that. The gooch, as they called them growing up. I don't know if you watched Different Strokes growing up. Now, the world don't move.
Could have been just one drum.
Are we going to get sued for singing anymore? Because I love that song. Oh, and then they get to that little part that's like the alphabet, LMNOP, the about the song. Nobody know that part. Nobody know that part. I have never met a person. Here's the thing, the gooch. I don't know if we ever saw the gooch. Arnold was scared of the gooch. The gooch was like anonymous, and then everyone was still scared of him. Well, guess what, Rams? Y'all ain't got to be scared of something anonymous. Oh, it's written. It's known. It's the running game coming at these boys, and they ain't even scared, but they need to be scared because of the way the Rams are playing right now. You brought up a great point. Losing your defensive coordinator. All of a sudden now, you start to look at this team, find itself on the outside of those Super Bowl champion teams they aspire to be. Rams are 12th in scoring defense. Nothing to sneeze at, except the last 6 Super Bowl champions have been top 8. So they're going to have to shore up their defense just to get themselves the same level of confidence and chance, it seems like, in recent history. My last point is this. Oh, my God. Here are the Rams. I don't dress fresh. Like, sometimes I show up, thanks to our wardrobe department over here. But you saw me at the other network where you got to work before you work, which means put on your own clothes. Oh, I look a mess. And on my day-to-day, I look a mess. I know I do. I don't want to stay fresh. I ain't got swag, soldier. I ain't got none of that, right? But here's the thing. When I do get fresh, those days I know I'm popping, right? And I put it on. Like back in my playing days, I had the that dude chain this big, right? When I knew I was fresh, my throwback on, my that dude, my Nelly headband, I didn't do that much. I didn't say that much. I didn't flex who I was because I was like, speaks for itself. Sometimes when you pay for things, sometimes when you pay for a team, got Von Miller, got Odell Beckham, got Matthew Stafford, you start putting your roster out there on the field before you actually put your performance on the field. You paid for this. You didn't work for this. Y'all didn't go through all those rigors, that tight fist. Sometimes when you pay for something, you don't do all you need to do in the dirty work and the details because you're like, look at me. Well, the Rams, they looking at you now, and now they smacking the hell out of y'all.